Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the 2018 NFL free agency cycle, specifically Allen Robinson. So this video, we're going to look at Allen Robinson in terms of what his value should be in the 2018 NFL free agency cycle. We're going to look at his production coming out of college, his athleticism coming out of college, what he looks like at the NFL level from a macro production standpoint, and then of course what he looks like from a micro standpoint in terms of what he does to win football games from a wide receiver perspective in terms of first down conversion rate and those other sort of things. So we're going to have a lot of different things we're going to touch in this video, but first off, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So if you're new to the channel and you're new to the work that I do, you can kind of go to the description to get information about all the stuff that I'm talking about to give you sort of a feel for what that is. But with all this stuff out of the way, let's get to Allen Robinson's pre-draft profile. First off, at a 98.12 market share production score, which pretty much hits the average All-Pro score, average Pro Bowl score, and average starter score. So essentially when it comes to Allen Robinson coming out of college, his production was indicative of a multiple All-Pro, Pro Bowl, and starter level player based on his overall production. So very, very high market share production for Allen Robinson. And for those that aren't very familiar with what market share production is, all you do is you take individual receiving yardage of a wide receiver and divide it by the team total yardage. So if a wide receiver had 1,000 yards in a 4,000 yard passing offense, that wide receiver had 25% passing yardage market share. And all you do is you take that number, you compare it to every single wide receiver performance in terms of what their market share was since the 1969 NFL draft class, and then boom, you have a way to see what the average score was for a multiple All-Pro type, multiple Pro Bowl type, and of course starter type. And again, when it comes on Robinson, very good in terms of his overall production from that standpoint. And then of course you get to his athleticism data. Very good athleticism data. It had 96.09 explosive lower body strength score, 71.49 speed score, and 97.77 flexibility score. Based on the data since the 1999 NFL draft class, all wide receivers had at least one 54 or higher athleticism score, whether that was explosiveness, speed, or flexibility. In Allen Robinson's case, he has three 54 or higher athleticism scores. So essentially, Allen Robinson has more than enough athleticism to be someone to be considered a multiple All-Pro / Pro Bowl level wide receiver based on his athleticism traits. And again, 90+ percentile explosiveness, 90+ percentile flexibility. So I would say that in many ways, Allen Robinson is an elite wide receiver when it comes to those particular traits, when it comes to flexibility or balance, and when it comes to explosiveness. And those are two traits that obviously help out most wide receivers. When you're explosive and you're balanced, a lot of good things can happen when it comes to the tape. And then, of course, when you look at his data from a macro standpoint, so now we're looking at what his production was at the NFL level based on market share, essentially. And MSPY, MSY, you can go to the terms and you can go to the description to get the terms and definitions for all the data that's here. But MSPY is essentially passing yardage market share, and MSY is total offensive market share. And when it comes to Allen Robinson, in the macro sense, has not really been the best overall. 2015 was probably the best season from a macro standpoint with a 95.44 passing yardage market share production score. 2016 kind of took a step back, and then 2017 was just non-existent due to injury, of course. So Allen Robinson is just a wide receiver that had a very, very good sophomore season, broke out in many ways in terms of his sophomore season. But then 2016 was just not, took kind of a little bit of a step back because of injuries, and then 2017 was completely wiped off the map because of injuries. So those are just some of the sort of concerns with Allen Robinson from a macro standpoint, is even though he had production indicative of a multiple All-Pro wide receiver, he's not exactly been able to put in multiple All-Pro production throughout most of his career due to the injuries and due to the other sort of issues with him. And then, of course, you look at him from a micro standpoint. So now we're looking at his completion percentage data, which essentially means every time you target Allen Robinson, essentially you're looking to see how often does that target equal completion, if you will. And when you look at Allen Robinson, 2014, not was actually pretty decent. First down completion percentage and third down was pretty decent, but 2015 not so great. 2016 below average across the board, and 2017 isn't here because he didn't play enough to really give enough data to give a good indication of what his completion percentage data was. You know, he was played a couple games and that was it for 2017, so that's why he's not included here. But Allen Robinson was never really been the best when it comes to completion percentage data. And then of course when you look at conversion rate, this is where he looks a little bit better. When you look at 2014 was below average across the board, but 2015, which was also the year that he had a big year of production, you know, that was basically the year that he had a breakout. Very good in terms of first down conversion rate, second down conversion rate, and was at least average in terms of third down conversion rate. And again, this data essentially deals with the ability to convert first downs into first down. So essentially, how often do you convert a first down into a first down, a second down into a first down, or a third down into a first down is what this data deals with. And as you can clearly see, 2015, if you think that Allen Robinson has the potential to be an elite wide receiver, or at least get back to what he is, that's what you're basing most of your hope on, is that 2015 like seasons can happen in the future more often than what has so far been the case. Because 2016, where he took a step back, he also took a step back in terms of his ability to convert in those situations. As you can clearly see, first down was just average in terms of his conversion rate in 2016, and then third down was average, and then second down kind of took a step back as well. So again, this just goes to show that when it comes to Allen Robinson, everything is dependent on what happened in 2015. If you think that 2015 is the real Allen Robinson, the healthy Allen Robinson, then that's what you're banking on in terms of whatever his future contract is. But for the most part, he had one very good 2015 season and then regressed in 2016, and then of course missed the entire 2017 season for the most part due to injury. So those are kind of the big main concerns when it comes to Allen Robinson. So overall, when it comes to his profile and everything else like that, what is Allen Robinson worth? And the answer realistically is, I really don't have a clue, really. Again, 2015, that 2015 season was very, very good, very promising, to say the least. When it comes to his overall data from a micro standpoint and from a macro standpoint, he was very productive, and he also was very efficient in terms of first down and second down situations. But 2016 took a step back in terms of his overall production, and of course 2017 was just completely gone because of injury. And even though he does have a very good profile when it comes to his college production, and he also has very good athleticism data, I do have some concerns that maybe the 2015s are not going to happen as much. So that is the big thing you have to weigh with Allen Robinson, is if you think the 2015 seasons are going to come back, then you pay him like a top 10, top 20 wide receiver. You know, that's how much you pay him. But if you don't think that the 2015 seasons are going to come back, or at the very least you may get one or two or more of those and that's it, then you have to start thinking about paying him like a top 50 wide receiver, a top 30, 40 wide receiver, because that's how he's realistically been production-wise. So it's very tough to kind of crack what Allen Robinson is. Again, 2015 was a very, very good season, but hasn't been able to repeat it or improve upon it. And those are kind of the major concerns of him going into this free agency cycle, which I do know that the Jacksonville Jaguars might be weighing as well when it comes to what he might bring to the table in the future. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Gymmetrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so that you're always reminded another video of mine drops. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.